Everyone, how are you doing today? I'm so sure you're having an excellent day. And today's class, we're going to be learning about SQL. What is SQL? SQL is a simple language for managing databases. So we have relational databases, that means databases that kind of relate to each other. And this is why SQL is very important. Now, we've been learning about Excel for quite a time now, and Excel is very good with data that is kind of not too big and clumsy, like data within 1,000 sheets or 1,000 lines or thereabout. Well, imagine that you have a company that has a database that is filled up with maybe more than 20,000 customers, 30,000 customers. How can you be able to query that database, update, and do kind of a lot of things on it? That is where we need things like SQL. So SQL is a standard language to communicate with database, and it can use to create database tables. We can use to insert, retrieve, update, or delete data. So we call it CRUD. CRUD is to create, relate, read, update, and delete. You can also perform searches, filtering, sorting, manage databases very easily. So let's look at 5 main categories of SQL. The first one we have is data definition language. So data definition language is able to describe the structure of data. That means you can be able to create and alter, drop, or truncate. We have data manipulation language. This one manages data within tables. So this one you can use to insert, update, or delete. Then we have data query language, which is used to query the data. So you can use to select. So you select from a database. Then we have data control language that gives people permission or access. We can have something like grant or revoke. Then we have transaction control language that manages transactions. Example is commit, rollback, or save point. So when we talk about databases, there are a lot of databases that you can use out there. MySQL is kind of the most popular because it's open source. It's available to use easily for web apps and thereabout. Then the next most popular one is PostgreSQL, which is also open source, powerful, and very easy to use. Then one we're using to practice this SQL Lite. This is more of a lightweight database that you can use in mobile and mobile apps and embedded apps. Then we have Microsoft SQL Server. This is more for enterprise grade, popular in corporate organizations. Then Oracle's SQL, that is commercial, commercial based. So when you talk about the data definition language, some of the most popular commands we can have are things like create database name. That's create database to create database name. We can have a create table. So this one creates a table easily. We have alter table. This one can be able to alter a table and modify the table structure. Then we have drop table. So this is to delete a table. Then we have truncate that deletes all the data and modifies the structure of the table. For data manipulation language, some of the commands that are very popular here is we have insert into, that is to add a new data into something. Update table. So we can update table and set values. So we have update table, set values where a particular ID, name, or whatever it is. They can also have commands like delete from a table where a value is something. So it actually removes specific data from a table. Data query language, to query, you can easily select. You can do something like select or retrieve data or one or two data from the database, like select from the total database everything, or select particular things like name, age, or from database where a particular grade is a particular amount. Then we have data control language is used to grant and revoke, and we have things like that. So we are going to use SQL Lite Studio So you can easily download that SQL Lite Studio. I'll drop the link where you can download it for yourself. So with SQL Lite Studio, you can easily have a very light, database that you can use for yourself to practice and all of that. So how does SQL Lite Studio work? Let's look at that. So when you finish downloading the SQL Lite Studio, you can easily just open up the SQL Lite Studio. Once you open up, you have, something that looks like this. One of the first things you have to do is, the next thing you want to do is to add a database. So you can click on database and click on add database. So add something like this now. Then to add database, you can easily choose either an existing database file or create a new database. So if you create a new database, you have something like this. You have to select where the database is. So you tap on this folder icon here, then it kind of shows you where you can select database. So I've created databases here already. If you want to create a new one, all you need to do is just to write select from any of these ones. So database actually is to have .db to end. So you can create a new one by writing the name .database, or actually just you can easily also use any one that I have. So me, I'm going to just select one that I have already called school.db. It's going to come back here. Then all you need to now do is to just click on OK. When you click on OK, it adds database. So you can actually see that database at the side where you have the database here. Look at the database here, school. Next thing you want to do is you double tap on the database name. Double tap on it. It's going to bring out tables and it's going to bring out students and views. So once you click on the database, then this database has a kind of table already. The table here is students. So if it doesn't have table, you can create that. So it has tables, it does stuff on that. So once you have this now, the next thing you want to do is to kind of query the database. That's what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to do a bit of query. So to query, you come to here, you have tools. Here you click on the SQL editor and you bring it out and bring it to the screen, then drag it down so you can see it easily. So I have my SQL editor now. It's now time to do some query on the database.
We already have our table called bgsales.db.
So we've imported our table bgsales.db here. So we did that by clicking on database and create database. Now we can double tap that. It will bring us to tables. Then you can create a table. So I've created one already. To create a table, you need to go to tools, then click on create a table. So you have a table. We call the table here August sales. That's the name of the table. We called it August sales. So under August sales, we have the table columns are rank, name, platform, year, Jerry, and a lot of stuff are there. Now, one other thing here is you can start querying the data. So to start querying the data, we can see here we have the structure is create August sales. That's the table. Then we can have rank, name, platform, year, January, publisher, NA sales, EU sales, GP sales, other sales, and blower sales. So this is the table and all of the courses what's on the table. Now, to create a query, all you need to do is so you can go to your tools, then click on SQL editor. You see something like this. You can now expand it so it's kind of wide. You can expand it. Close this. So you can expand this. So it's kind of very wide. Or you can also expand this. Yes. So my essence of expanding is so that you can be able to see it. Let me talk about you see it clearly. Or we're able to see this clearly now. So let's start with the query. What do you want to query? The first thing you want to query is to select all. And to select all, we use the words select after letter for select. Why? Because it's an SQL command. Select, then asterisk for all. So where are we selecting from? We have to specify from the table name. The table name is August sales. So we leave this in small letter. It's not case sensitive like I told you. We're using the small letter. August. I think it's August underscore sales if I'm not wrong. So once you are done with this, it's showing the blue tip. Once you are done with this, you put your semicolon. Then you can run it by clicking on play. It runs. So you can see now it's able to bring out a result here. This is not too clear, but it's bringing out a result here. And it's written here, query finish in 0.0017 seconds. So that is how to select all. Then we can still do some other queries. Now the next query we want to have now is delete capital letter. Delete from the table name, that's August sales. Where, so we are picking something. Let's pick rank. Let's say where rank is equal to 5. So now we are deleting, let's say this. One row is affected, so this is correct. One row is affected. The nearly half the rank is by the table there. So let's check it. We can check it by doing select from from all. So let's do this and then you run play. You see that number 5 is missing. Rank number 5 is missing. So we can delete and delete like that. Last thing we can do is select a particular year, a particular row, a particular table. You can say select platform. So we are selecting only platform, comma, year, comma, publisher from the table name now, August underscore sales. So we're selecting only these there. Once you have this, you can play. You can see now that it selects only platform, year, and publisher, only that 3. So that's how it works. Next you can do is to update. So you update a student data, update the table name, and set a particular thing to something where a particular thing is something. So we'll do that with that trick. We'll just say update the table name is August underscore sales. Update this where we can just say set year is equal to maybe, let's say year equals to 2050, which is not the 2021. or 2026, where rank
is equal to 1.
may press play. One group affected.
These are the basic commands we're going to learn today. So you've learned how to update, delete. You can just practice more. I will send you this data. You can practice more to understand.